Hey all, there's a very interesting trick that you can do over dominant chords, dominant 7s, 9s, 11s, etc., called superimposition. And what it really is it's the addition of chords over other chords to get a sound that you're looking for, to kind of add extensions to them. So in this case, for instance, I was playing in the key of A mixolydian, and I was basically playing a dominant chord, a dominant 7th chord. And there's a little trick that you can play with dominant chords where that was A dominant, and here's the A major triad. And of course, A major triad, just the triad notes, the chord tones will work just fine over a dominant 7th, because all that's missing is just the flat 7. So but the trick is that you can slide down an entire full step to G major and play that over the A dominant. And it's kind of an interesting little trick because it adds a nice little sound. So to kind of get an idea of how that sounds, I'll just vamp an A dominant chord. So as you can see, it sounds perfectly fine. It feels like it kind of wants to resolve upwards back into the A. And the reason why this works is, if I play the root note here, you'll hear the A major with the root of A in the bass. But if you drop down to the G and keep the A in the bass, you get a 11th sound out of it. And that makes sense because you are rooted here on the flat 7th of the A chord, which is part of the dominant sound, so it's perfectly fine. And then the 3rd of the G is the 2nd of the A dominant. And the 5th of the G right here is the 4th of the dominant A. Or if you think about it as extensions, you have the flat 7, the 9th, and the 11th. So basically, you're adding the extensions for the dominant 11th chord, just as a triad, a rootless triad, actually. So if you play the chord, and the rest of your band holds the root note, you're just playing an 11th. And this works with any of the inversions for the triads over the dominants. And, and so for instance, if you were to go to, the A to D progression that I was doing at the beginning of the video, you basically have your 11th into your dominant 7th, or your major 7th, or your major chord here. And then for the D, you can play the D, go one full step down, and that's the C, but with the bass being where it is here, that's the 11th. But of course the bass is being played by the chord that you're playing over. So to give an idea of how that sounds, So it's a kind of a cool little trick that you can play over dominant seventh chords. And, 1, 4, 5 in blue, same thing. And that adds a little bit of a spice that you can just do with triads. And in fact, you could, just do this as the dominant seventh and the ninth, and you just have your ninth chord here. That's the 11th. That's the ninth. Just that adds the seventh flavor to it, the dominant seventh flavor. Anyways, I hope this was useful. I found it kind of a nice little trick to play, and I've been using it a lot, especially since I've been working on Grateful Dead tunes, which has a lot of dominant chords in it and a lot of Mixolydian progressions. Have a good evening.